Being consistently successful on the water is all about the little things. In the world of tournament bass fishing, mastering the fine details can translate into big outcomes. We join Z-Man pros David Walker and Stephen Browning on the water to gain insight into the nuances and adjustments that can help anglers of all skill levels turn an average day on the water into an epic one.
Yeah, we get her done like that.
This is Project Z, breaking down the bite. On a late January afternoon, Z-Man pro Stephen Browning senses that less than optimal weather conditions might make for a difficult day of fishing. Faced with a post-frontal pattern in bluebird skies, he turns to the Ned rig to try and entice inactive bass into biting, and decides to concentrate his efforts on the outer edges of a grass band surrounding the lake's perimeter. Fish routinely use these areas like roadways to navigate a body of water. Stephen has chosen to fish a Z-Man 4-inch green pumpkin hula sticks paired with the company's 1/6 ounce green pumpkin finesse shrooms weedless jig head. The jig head provides snag-free fishing, and the specific weight Stephen has chosen is light enough to provide a slow descent, yet heavy enough to feel when working it. The salt-impregnated, highly buoyant hula sticks is a great Ned rig soft plastic, standing straight up off the bottom with lively tentacles that help trigger strikes when other plastics simply won't. And its 10 times tough Elastec construction will allow him to catch fish after fish on the same bait without the time or hassle of rebaiting or re-rigging.
Small little worm.
Another consideration that's equally critical to Ned rig fishing success lies in proper rod, reel, and line selection. Stephen has chosen a 7-foot medium moderate action spinning rod to provide the necessary parabolic bend for hook sets and fish fighting. The rod is paired with a 6.2-to-1 spinning reel, spooled with 10-pound braided line and an 8-foot, 10-pound fluorocarbon leader for invisibility and increased sensitivity. Stephen concentrates his cast towards the grass band's outer edges. Though occasionally casting into the grass, he's able to maneuver the Ned rig through the vegetation thanks to the finesse shroom's weed guard. He allows the bait to sink to the bottom and then employs a dead stick technique variation, slowly and methodically moving the bait 12 to 18 inches with each series of 2 to 3 twitches, and then allowing the bait to rest still on the bottom in an attempt to generate a strike from the lethargic, finicky fish. Stephen also focuses on maintaining a high rod tip position and minimizing slack line so that he can constantly feel the bait and the ever so subtle bite the Ned rig is known to elicit. Resisting the natural urge to reel down and deliver a powerful hook set common with other plastic fishing techniques, Stephen instead begins to reel up fairly quickly. A combination of the finesse shroom's razor-sharp high-carbon hook and the fluorocarbon leader's low stretch help the bait load up in the bass's mouth. Stephen then leans back subtly and lets his rod's parabolic action do most of the work. The fish's natural reaction to pull away from opposing leverage virtually initiates the hook set for him. As the fight ensues, Stephen patiently lets his rod wear the fish down. Maintaining constant pressure, he steadily works the bass to the surface and the boat, where he's then able to admire his catch before releasing it. Understanding the effects of weather conditions on bass behavior and migration patterns, as well as optimal technique and tackle selection, helps Stephen Browning successfully break down the bite.
I'd say that's getting her done.